Well, let's talk about you.
Okay.
The Zoo Amphitheater show.
Yes.
September 2006, you were waking up the animals with one of the most amazing rock shows this town's ever seen. Now it's out on DVD. It's called UFOs at the Zoo, the legendary Oklahoma City, the legendary concert in Oklahoma City. It's on Warner Brothers label. And one of the coolest things about it was that the spectacle was filmed here. Originally, you were going to use the Hollywood Bowl on the DVD, the Hollywood Bowl show, but you decided to use the Oklahoma City show and debut that incredible flying saucer prop.
Exactly.
And why did that?
Well, I mean, as that summer went, we knew that we were going to be doing a series of, some big shows. I mean, we'd been playing shows and shows, since 1983, but it was only in the last couple of summers where we started to do, I don't know, what would amount to some form of like arena rock sort of shows, where we're doing a big spectacle and there's a lot of people there and it just looks like a big show. And Warner Brothers had been bugging us really from day one. You have to remember we signed to Warner Brothers in 1990, I think. And they're always saying, you guys should do a live album or a live DVD or whatever it is, Because most bands that have been around as long as we have, almost 25 years now, have 10 live DVDs out and 20 live records, you know what I mean? I mean, when you look around, people like Bruce Springsteen or U2 or any of these bands, they have tons of them out, and we've never really done one. And I think part of it is that we weren't really interested in, because I guess I always thought they were kind of boring. This idea that you're watching a concert at home, sitting on your couch on TV, it's just not the same sort of experience. And I had always kind of, dodged the issue. But like I said, we were doing these bigger shows, and Brad Beasley, the guy who's done most of our videos with us, did the Fearless Freaks documentary and Okie Noodling and all these film projects that we've been associated with. He got a team of people together, probably about 40 different people with different cameras and camera angles and different types of video cameras and film cameras and all that. And I thought, well, if we can do it with Bradley, then I would be willing or want to pursue it. And then I was able to get Dave Fridman involved, who's been the guy who's helped us do most of our records since about 1989, sort of helping us produce them and, is a source of ideas and inspiration and all that sort of stuff. And so, luckily, the timing worked out that Bradley and both Dave Fridman, they could both do it. And then these places that we were playing would allow us to do it. Because there's what people don't realize is sometimes these places that you're playing have a big stake in you filming it there. And even a place like the Hollywood Bowl, I mean, just to be able to film there is an astronomical amount of money. They just of course we're the Hollywood Bowl. Of course everybody wants to film there. The night before we played there, Tom Jones played there. I mean, it's like everybody's played there. You look on the wall and there's Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles, and you're like, oh my God, we really are standing in a legendary spot here. And so all those logistics come into it. You don't just think, oh, we're going to do a show, and then it seems like it's going to be a fun show, let's film it, because it's months and months of getting all this junk together. And people were very excited that we were playing the Hollywood Bowl, and it sold out kind of quickly. So people thought, well, this is going to be a big legendary show. But as the summer rolled along, we knew we were playing some other shows that we thought, well, maybe we'll try to film those as well. We got done with the Hollywood Bowl show. That was in July, I believe, sometime in July. And it was fine. I mean, it looks phenomenal, and the place is phenomenal. But there's an element of it didn't capture a kind of unique freakiness that really is at a Flaming Lips show. And like a lot of things that we do, the first couple of times you just screw it up. And after you do it 4 or 5 times, you finally figure out, what you're doing. And so I think because we had this experience at the Hollywood Bowl, Bradley and Dave Fridman said, well, let's try it again. And it just seemed to work out almost just by dumb accident. I hate to say that the show here in Oklahoma City was the next leg up that people could say, okay, we can organize again and get it all together and do that. And frankly, if it hadn't worked out as good as it did, if it would have rained or someone would have gotten, killed or something, whatever can happen at these things, we probably would have done another session. But I think, as you can tell, anybody who's seen the the DVD or anybody who was at the show knew that something was sort of special was happening. And it did. And I think the experience of the Hollywood Bowl, not that the Hollywood Bowl was bad, but it gave, I think, Brad and his crew of people with the cameras and us and Dave Fridman some sense of how to do the sound with a little bit more excitement in it. And it did. It paid off, yeah.
Yeah.